All right, I be hating how these mics look, but I could have put the shades on too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the shades. Nah, see, I didn't want to get the shades because I didn't want to step too hard on camera. I'm a whole different person now. Growthedges vlog. We at number 7 now. Boom. It's a beautiful time. I feel good. I feel grateful. Today's been productive. Bouncing off of 3 shoots. One failed shoot this weekend, which is kind of crazy. The one shoot that fell through is the one that matters the most. And it's not that it fell through, it just got rescheduled. Delay is not denial. I guess that's been one of the first lessons this week of just maintaining stillness, maintaining confidence, trusting faith. Shout out my brother John. Last time I spoke to him, he's just reminded me like these things gonna kind of come and go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just keep in motion with everything. I think truthfully, it's really hard to not be discouraged when things don't necessarily go your way. But I find strength in the solution-oriented problem solving of when things don't go your way, and in the real time, like figuring out how do we pivot, how do we stay connected to self, how do we, stay in clear communication, how do we learn from the challenges, especially when, there's this analogy I've been using the past few weeks. I love Mario Kart, and I feel like as an independent artist, as a creative in any facet, in any kind of space, truly, is like all the meters have to move at the same time. You gotta have like your speed, acceleration, your weight, your handling, all of that like moving at the same time. Um, and in those in betweens, you gotta learn how to sharpen your skills. You gotta learn what else you could pick up on the fly. It's been like an extreme boost of confidence to be in that place. Truthfully, like I think a few weeks ago, like especially when I started these, I was even just nervous to talk about ideas and what I had going on. Now it's like I just feel so empowered in that. Been receiving a lot of good feedback on the music, million times out now. Shout out Sam, Dayloop in the building, co-production. Shout out Aaron on the background vocals. That record, I was just thinking about how the first time I cut that record in 2019, I mean, it was a whole different piece of work. It was like not even the same record that we're dealing with right now. It was a whole different verse, a whole different chorus, different instrumentation in it all. It was like a learning process. I was scared to even say that record started in 2019, but it's like sometimes ideas take that long, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just finding your sound, figuring out more tools along the way. Sometimes life just be lifing and it make you stop, slow down. But to get to that record where it is now, I'm so excited about it. So excited about it, and I'm excited for people to hear the rest of the album. Performing the album has been tight, still on the way. Fine-tuning these last few pieces before I get it out to y'all. And I'm just excited to have everyone supporting. So thank you for that. Also in 2019, around the time I started that record, actually, I was in a play called Two Trains Running by August Wilson, directed by Tyrone Davis. Shout out Tyrone. Never forget one of our first times around the table in the rehearsal process, in the rehearsal room. He asked all of us to go around and share an answer to the question, what is your why? And I've been revisiting that, truthfully, like just what is my why? I think that's one of the most grounding and most important questions I have in my reflection kit. What is my why? Right now, it's changed. My why is because I'm aware of how fragmented and how fragile time is that I have on this planet, and how much like little time I have with some loved ones and places, people. And I think I sense this urgency to really get stories out. And I think, before I always really wanted to push ideas out and push others. And it was big on like world building and community building. But I think right now my why is like, I have a story to tell. I don't know how much longer certain people are here, my family, friends, places, buildings, rooms, listening spaces, shows, you name it. I'm like, I have a story that I got to get out now. There's people here, there's kids now that got to hear it. There's high schoolers now I see walking from Dorsey High, college students around USC, around LA, people I see at Venice Beach, the folks in Lamert. I'm like, yo, I got to get this story out now. There's things happening across the world that I'm like, man, I got to be there now. Like, I don't know. And it's not like a right now, like I got to stop what I'm doing and shift places. But like, as far as like just seeing there's a gift to give, I think like I've been holding back. I've been like really teetering in like a place of comfort and fear, honestly, just like what if, not even afraid of like things going wrong. Like shout out Maddie, had a wonderful opening this past month, and I was in conversation with some folks in the space and just telling them about this trip to Europe, and someone was like, yo, you sound like you're afraid to go because you know if it works out you're not coming back. And that's how I feel about a lot of things, whether it's dropping the album, moving forward with my play, going to Europe, going to New York. I'm just like, shit, like if I really lean everything into it, I see where it's gonna go. And so part of me be holding back out of the want for it to be exactly perfect like I saw it in my head. But it comes to a point where you just gotta let it fly, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta let it fly regardless of where you at, regardless of what it looks like. I think every day now, I just stop and I journal and I'm like, okay, what's the why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing today? Like, who do we have to hit today? Like, what output can I make? It's not about one perfect thing. It's about one following through on one output, one export, one completed document, one sent email. You know what I'm saying? Um, one full workout, one full meal that I make. You know what I'm saying? Full gallon of water. Like, just trying to make sure I follow through, because I know when I do that, I'm so on top of it, and I feel great. I feel confident. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I see the results. But the minute I slow down, the minute I like, pause, the minute I like, you know what I'm saying, like teeter outside of that is when I kind of feel like I get too lost in the questions and the do we have everything, and what does it look like if something go, it's just like I've been a collage maker from the beginning. I've been like let's put the pieces together with what we have, and I think now the blessing is just having the capacity and having the access to bring these ideas into fruition more thoroughly, and like show up in spaces and like give my highest contribution fuller, and like not hold back in those spaces. I could do better. I think composing for these two shows has been teaching me that. I'm like, yo, every time I send something in, it can't be a sketch now. Like every sketch gotta almost be ready to go for me. And it's because whether I'm in the room or not, I'm realizing like I really want my work already speaks for itself, but I really wanted to say the things that I can't articulate too, which is like, whether it's like why something takes more time, why this matters, why this sound, this texture, why this process. I don't know, like I'm just like, every time I send that first idea, that's why I wanted to feel like my fullest capable job done on that. How's my heart today? My heart feels light as a feather, but also very much like as it's light as a feather, I could be blown in either direction of worry or weightless. It's just been in my head a lot about these next steps, and about looking for stability in that, and about creating stability, and then staying inspired, not thinking too deep, like trying to take it as the wind goes. But I think the biggest thing for me has been like everything just has to come from that center. Like everything has to come from that core. And I remember hearing that in a book a long time ago. I think it was like, I don't know if it was A Company of One or The Power of a Positive No, or it was Essentialism by Greg McKeown. It talked about like you can shoot your energy in one way, or it can be scattered in several, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's like, as long as I'm operating from that core groundedness, that foundation, like everything I extend from can be okay. But I still feel like a long ways from that. It's like I'm finding the capacity for consistency, and like to expand and like do these things like on a different level, and like show up and like feel like when it comes to my art. And then it's like on a day-to-day, just like especially with friends and family right now, because I'm so like pulled from the countdown to leave and the urgency and like the desire to stay present right now. It's like I'm just feeling stretched. But that's tight too. It's a reverse. Like I be talking to people and they're like, yeah, relax, slow down, like focus on the trip, focus da da da. And I'm like, yes. And for me, I know a big part of my like that last gear that I gotta lock in is like a lot of output and a lot of like flow and consistency with the craft. So like it's like this cyclical thing where it's like if I find flow in that, then for me the life stops life in a bit. but the life be lifing really because I'm trying to hold on and keep this consistency creatively. One could say that might be going against the grain. That also could be following my heart, and that's where I've been at. Is just following the heart, and like that's the only way I could do that is to keep reminded of my why, keeping my journaling, keeping my my expression, keeping my heart led, following that intuition, feeding into that. And then when life slowed me down, I can't force that. Shoot, craziest thing, like actually, what was crazy was last week driving down. I was like on a roll. It was like boom, hit a session, planned a few more, had to shoot that weekend. Car broke down on my way down on the highway. Boom. So I'm like stopped on the side of the highway, checking out the engine, trying to figure out what I got to do for a tow. And 5 seconds after, I'm like deep in the engine. I hear true. Somebody calling me from behind. I'm like, damn, that's crazy how community activates. Like I'm on the middle of the 10, you know what I'm saying? Like folks show up, check on me, make sure I'm good. Like, and it's crazy because we just connected, not too long ago. And I don't know, that's one thing I'm gonna miss about this city too, is like the way that I can maneuver. I could be by myself stranded on the side of the road and still know somebody, and somebody check in and make sure I'm cool until I get situated. And there's like a pull from like what life looks like outside of that, planting feet in a whole new area, terrain, and like, just maneuvering with all the obstacles and the unknown of that. But that was a really cool moment to just like ground me and then slow down and then pivot and come back. And, it's just, I don't know, the cycle continues. I'm learning. It's like you just take the mountain and the valleys as it comes. And that's how we create our pasture, build on that. I'm trying to keep these shorter. It's taking up a lot of space on my hard drive. But I'm gonna keep it consistent and tap in sooner than later. So you made it all the way. Again, thank you for listening. A lot to look forward to, a lot to share. Growthedges Vlog 7. Follow your heart. We out. Peace.